From Maine Memorial Stadium in Park Ridge, Illinois, WMTH-TV is proud to welcome you to Blue Demon Football Friday. Tonight, the Maine East Blue Demons face their CSL North opponent, the 1-4 Vikings of Niles North High School. Hello, everyone, and happy Friday Night Lights. I'm Mr. Philip Ash, and welcome to our broadcast of Blue Demon Football. Fall is finally here in Park Ridge as we approach kickoff, but with a temperature of 60 degrees, it'll get a bit cooler as the game goes on. But overall, it's a beautiful night for football as we get set for kickoff. The Blue Demons and the Vikings enter tonight with identical records, nearly identical point differentials, and for the students in the stadium, they're hoping for a second victory under head coach Winkle as we get into the second half of the season. Following this game, the Blue Demons will be on the road for several weeks before wrapping up the season with senior night in the late stages of October. But for now, it's the last day of September, and we're here now for Blue Demon football. In terms of keys to the game tonight, same as it is every night. You don't want to beat yourselves if you're the Blue Demons. You want to play clean football as much as possible, keep the yellow laundry off the field. Don't have any pre-snap penalties and find yourself behind the sticks, and then try to limit turnovers as much as possible and value special teams. So far in the season, the games that we have broadcast, Blue Demons are at a 1-1 record. Last week was a long night of football for homecoming as Maine East lost to Maine West, their crosstown rival, and had an inability to stop the run either to the edges or up the middle. So I'm hoping that the trenches for Maine East High School will be a bit more stout tonight as we get set for kickoff. And Niles North will receive as they get set and take their place in the south end zone. Beautiful night for football here, just not a cloud in the sky. A little bit of a breeze blowing from the east off of Lake Michigan, keeping temperatures cool. Not uncomfortable, but definitely the fall chill is in the air. And leg gets into it, and we are off and away, fielded by number 88 for the Vikings as he takes it up past the 25 to the 30, cuts it to the outside, and he is tackled rudely at the 35-yard line. Nice return there by number 88 for Niles North. Milan Supina, the junior, and a big guy too at 6'2", 165. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Vikings right there, right at about the 30, call it the 37.5-yard line of Niles North. And Blue Demons come in honestly a little under the weather. Homecoming was last weekend, and there's actually been sort of a cold bug going around the school, and a couple players might be out tonight with illnesses. High snap, and it gets past the quarterback, and he's just going to fall on it, and he'll be touched and blown dead. Big loss for the Vikings here in the early going. A little bit of the jitters there for the center who just sailed the snap over quarterback Corbin Hood. And just like that, Niles North finds themselves in second and a long, long way to go here. Ball all the way back inside the 25-yard line. Ball at about the 23-yard line, so a loss of almost 15 yards on that play. Second down out of the gun there. Corbin Hood single back set. Turns, takes, and gives to his tailback. And he's going to be tackled after a gain of about 7 or 8 yards, bringing up 3rd and long. Call it about 3rd and 15 here on the first drive of the ball game. So after an 8-yard gain, it's going to be about 3rd and 17 to go. Got to get past the 45-yard line to about the 47 for a first down, almost to midfield here on their first drive. Let's see if Blue Demons can get off the field. Out of the shotgun, swing pass over to number 88, and a good tackle, next to no gain, and Niles North will be forced to punt the football. A little bit of extracurricular activity there, but they get up and no flags are called. Some good hard football. Number 88 didn't like it. Supina there on the swing pass, but good gang tackling by the Maine East Blue Demons, and it'll be 4th down. So a good positive start for the Blue Demons. Defense able to get off the field. And we have for Christopher Irving Jr., the sophomore, back deep for the Blue Demons. And it's important to note, too, that both the Niles North football team and the Maine East Blue Demons have a very young roster. So you've got some sophomores on the field, and there's a lot of youth on both clubs. Just gets the punt away, and it's going to wave it off. And, he is going to field it on the run, and Corbin slips a tackle and takes it up into Vikings territory, and he is tackled out of bounds at about the 46-yard line. Gutsy play there by Christopher Irvin Jr. Looked like he was just going to let it go, and then he gets it off the bounce. There is a flag on the play, and that's going to be a personal foul, or a hold, on the Blue Demons. This will come back a little ways. Unfortunate. I actually thought there might have been a horse collar on Irving Jr., but the refs didn't see it that way, did see the holding penalty. But still, Maine East should have excellent field position nonetheless, as they'll be inside Viking territory. So the ball is going to be placed at the 48.5-yard line of the Vikings. Excellent field position for Maine East first drive. So in terms of the offense for Maine East, it is the brothers Awad is how they line it up. And so big Adam Awad is number 12. He is the quarterback under center, and his brother is behind him as the tailback, man in motion. Fumble on the snap. He's able to recover it takes and able to get the tackle. And that's what we're talking about. You don't want to beat yourself if you're Maine East there. Botch snap, under center, able to maintain possession. But again, loss of a couple of yards, and not having a positive gain on first down is never a good thing here. So we'll see if they're able to recover it. But hey, not as bad of a negative play as the Vikings had. But yeah, it is the brothers Awad. Adam and his brother Yusuf do most of the damage. Although keep an eye on the other quarterback for the Blue Demons, number 8, Jaden Whitehead, offers a change of pace. Really good running the option offense, which Coach Winkle likes to employ, so we probably will see him at certain points tonight. Again under center, and again the botch snap, picks it up. That's 2 in a row, which is a rarity. That is something that Awad and his center are going to want to get cleaned up. And again, if you're Coach Winkle, you just want to try to relax your quarterback a little bit. I'm sure he's frustrated, but you got to get everybody to calm down and, again, get a clean play. Believe it or not, he actually gained a little bit, about a yard on that play, and now it's going to be 3rd and long. And we'll see what they're able to do. I will say that the majority of Maine East offense runs out of the shotgun. There's not a lot of under center play, so that could be maybe a reason for the botched snaps, just not used to doing it. And just as I say, they do go out of the gun here, single back set. Big number 34, Lucio Roja, is in the backfield now. Might have some power run. 3 wide receivers back. Low snap, back to throw. Pass is complete. Makes a man miss and barrels his way forward. And he is tackled short of the first down after a gain of about 5 or 6 yards. Hard tackling going on here in the early going. Yusuf Awad there catches the swing pass. And it's going to be 4th and about 4 yards to go. We'll see what Coach Winkle wants to do. I can't tell yet if we have a punter in the game or not. No, they are going to be back to punt. I forgot Lucio Rojas does the punting for Maine East as well as running people over as a halfback fullback. Watch out for the fake here. They do have somebody in there. Nope, it is going to be a punt. Kick is up and away. See if they can pin him back deep. And that's going to be let fly. And takes a little bit of a Niles North bounce fielded there by Timothy Cato. And that's where Niles North will have their second possession at the 14-yard line of Niles North. Still no score. Just inside of 7 minutes left in the opening quarter. And so far the story has been kind of some sloppy play for both teams. At the first snap of the ball game from scrimmage, you had a snap sail over the head of Niles North quarterback, and that set them behind schedule. And then 2 drops center quarterback exchanges for the Blue Demons leads to 3 and outs for both teams. And I notice now as well, out of the gun, Single back set, turns and gives. Tries to bounce it outside, number 5. And he gets to the edge, and he's past his defenders, and now it's a foot race to the 50 midfield. Lucio Rojas seems to have the angle in a nice form tackle. Touchdown saving tackle, but he is tackled inside the 30 of Maine East after a big gain. Number 5, Maurice Pelt. There is a flag on the play, and it is a hold, so that's going to back them up. We don't know how far just yet. We don't know where the hold occurred. It's always a 10-yard penalty, but it's a spot foul, so we'll see where they mark it. But number 5, Maurice Pelt, able to get to the outside, and it looks like they're on a journey to walk quite a ways back. So still a good, solid gain. Going to take them back into their own territory. Can be placed at their own 48-yard line. So again, Maurice Pelt able to get to the left outside edge. Not good contained there by the Blue Demons, but Blue Demons got the corner. But a good touchdown saving tackle by Lucio Rojas, big number 34. And the penalty, and we are 1st and 10. Again, out of the gun. And we have a false start for the Blue Demons, and that's what we talked about. And that's going to gain at 5 yards for free, and it's going to be 1st and 5. Trying to judge the snap count there. Might have been drawn off by a hard count. We don't know, but again, that's just disciplined football. You're at home. You want to make sure that you're not jumping and giving up free yards. So 1st and 5. Corbin Hood takes, again, kind of a high snap. Able to make some defenders miss, and he again gains the left edge and out of bounds at inside the 40-yard line, is able to move the chains after an 8-yard gain, and it is 1st down. Penalties hurt, and the chains move, and the drive continues. Ball at the 39-yard line of Maine East. So we'll see what Corbin Hood does this time. Again, the snaps have been an adventure here in the early going. Again, a high snap, able to turn and give to number 5, and he's tackled after a gain of about 4 yards, taking it inside the 35-yard line to about the 33-yard line. Call it the 34. It's going to be 2nd down and 4 yards to go. So, again, getting a push up the middle here in the early going is Niles North, and we're going to keep an eye on that. Again, Maine East has struggled in the trenches on the defensive and offensive line, so we'll see how this progresses. Again, if you're on defense for Maine East, you want to try to plug those running lanes and not let Maurice Pelt get going and contain those rushes and keep those edges and set those edges if you're out wide. So again, Corbin Hood, again the high snap. This time he's back to throw. Slings a pass to number 22, bobbles it and hangs on. Gets the 1st down, tackled just past the sticks, but it will be a 1st down for the Vikings as the drive continues. Ball this time at about the 27-yard line of the Blue Demons. Nice catch there by number 22, Dionysi Ballas. Kind of bobbled it, but was able to hang on. And a good tackle to prevent him from gaining additional yardage. So again, after some early sloppy play, the Vikings are starting to get untracked here and get a drive going. That's their 3rd consecutive 1st down. One, of course, aided by a penalty. See if Maine East can get off the field. Got 2 receivers to his right. Offset to his left. Again, the high snap. That time it just falls into the hands of number 5, and he is tackled after a gain. They are playing with fire, are the Vikings. They've got to get that center quarterback exchange straight. I think that might be the 4th time that it's almost been bobbled and dropped by the quarterback because of the high snap. But again, it keeps falling their way. That time, Maurice Pelt, honestly, it went through the quarterback's hands, and Pelt able to catch it out of the air and run forward. So sort of a botched play, but it leads to positive yardage nonetheless. It's going to be 2nd down and 6. Just inside of 4 minutes left to play here in the opening quarter. And despite some sloppiness, a solid drive here going for the Vikings as they approach field goal range. 2nd down and 6. That time a clean snap. That time he's back to throw under pressure, and he's going to just heave it out of bounds. Wasn't really any real receiver in the vicinity. Not sure why that wouldn't have been a grounding penalty. Maybe that's not done in high school. Referees might have been talking about a potential intentional grounding. He was inside the tackle box as far as I could tell, and he just threw it to no one in particular toward the left corner of the end zone. But it falls incomplete. Now they're looking at 3rd and 6, and again, if you're Maine East, you want to get off the field or have them settle for 3. See if they can get a rush going. As they creep up, again, back to throw is Corbin, and the whistles blow it dead. False start for the Vikings, so that'll push them back 5 yards, and instead of 3rd and 6, it's 3rd and 11. So penalties have been costly early for both teams. So after some early chunk plays, Blue Demons starting to stand up a little bit here on defense. Some good tackles. 3rd and 11. Again, Corbin back to pass. Pressure comes, and he's hit as he throws. And it falls incomplete, in and out of the hands of number 4, Sam Lacani. Great throw under pressure by the quarterback, Corbin Hood. And it's just a straight-up drop by Sam Lacani. I don't think he thought that ball was going to get to him based on the pressure. And that's going to bring up 4th down and 11, so we'll see what they want to do here. If they're going to try for a field goal or try to go for it. They may try to go, and that seems like what they're going to do. They must not have a kicker that they can count on to kick from that distance, and punting would probably just, it's sort of a, if it fails that they pin Maine East back, so I understand the thing here. We'll see what they do on 4th and 11. Back to throw again with some pressure. And he throws it, and it's going to fall incomplete. Intended for number 80, Zachary Hempen. And it is a turnover on downs, and Maine East takes over. For their 2nd drive of the night. So the Blue Demons stand up thanks to some good pressure up the middle on the defensive line to get into quarterback Corbin Hood's face. And not able to set his throw. And it'll be 1st and 10 for Maine East at the 27-yard line for their 2nd possession of the evening. So back under center goes Awad. Lone setback, turns, takes, gives to a brother. It's a little bit of a slip, but he gains the corner. And some good positive yardage. Takes it up near the 1st down yard line after a gain of about 8 or 9 yards. Had he not slipped, he might have been off to the races, but there is a penalty marker on the play. Not sure what the call was here, waiting for it. It looked like it is against Maine East. Looks like it must be a holding penalty. Looks like they're going to mark off 10, so it's going to be 1st and 20 again. We talked about it pregame. You don't want to beat yourself. Try to keep the laundry off the field. Holding penalties have been killing the Blue Demons here in the early going. You don't have negative plays on 1st down, so again, 1st and 20 at their own 17. Again, under center this time, a 2-back set. Turns, takes, gives to his brother. Hole up the middle, closes up in a hurry, and he's taken down after a short gain of about 3 or 4 yards. Five-yard gain on the play, correction, making it about 2nd and 15 as we approach inside of 3 minutes left to play here in the 1st quarter. like they got big Jonathan Matthew from Blue Demon News in at fullback, along with Yusuf Awad as the tailback. Turns, tosses, pitches it. We've got some blockers in front of him. Springs forward, tough running, and able to gain about 4 more yards. That looked like it might gain a little bit more than it did, but so again, positive yardage, bringing up 3rd and manageable. 3rd and about 6 yards to go. Nice looking play to set up there on the pitch back. So after the penalty, Blue Demon is able to get 15 yards of that back, setting up 3rd and 5, which pretty good under the circumstances. We'll see what Coach Winkle's able to draw up here, see if we can get the first down of the night for the Blue Demons. Again, under center, he's going to go with Jonathan Matthew as his fullback again. That time able to draw him off. We'll see if he gets the call. And it is offsides, 5-yard penalty, automatic first down. And that will move the chains. First down for Blue Demons. So good heady play there. I'm assuming number 12, Adam Awad, tried to draw him off, and it worked. So again, sloppy play from both teams so far, kind of shooting themselves in the foot, but Maine East able to get their first down after the 10-yard holding penalty. So to gain 20 yards, 5 of them from penalty and 15 on the ground. Tough running by Yusuf Awad. Single back set this time. 2 receivers left and right. And turns, takes, give it big hole, and he's able to get a first down and then some. Gain of about 12 yards up to midfield. Yusuf Awad, good running off the left side. And it is a first down. 2 plays, 2 first downs, and we keep going. And as I call this game, I'd like to remind you this is being produced by Quentin Lasky, and his twin sister Talia wants to come say hello. 1st and 10, right at about midfield for the Blue Demons. Have some positive momentum going. Again, jumbo package, turns, takes, gives again to his brother, and he barrels his way forward for another 4 or 5 yards. So it seems like Coach Winkle has decided that the heavy package is the way to go. Only 2 receivers and a single back, so that tells you that they've got all sorts of big bodies up on the trenches to try to get a push, and so far it is working after another 4-yard gain here, getting into Niles North territory, bringing up 2nd down and about 5 yards to go as we approach the end of the first quarter. Inside of 30 seconds, we'll see if they get a play off before the quarter ends. So again, line up here in shotgun. Single back set again with the tight ends and the jumbos out in the trenches. 1 receiver to each side. Takes the pitch, turns, and he's got the corner. Able to get the first down and barrels in. Keeps running inside the 30-yard line and taken out of bounds. Solid run by Yusuf Awad, and that ends the first quarter of play on an exclamation point here at Maine Memorial Stadium. Oh, actually, there is 1.6 seconds left on the first quarter. I thought that was the end of it, but we will get one more play here. Excellent, excellent tough running there by Yusuf Awad, getting a lather going here at Maine Memorial Stadium. Is this going to be 1st and 10 at the 30? This will be the final play of the first quarter. Again, they go with the big running package. Jonathan Matthew back in at fullback, 2-back set, 1 receiver to each side. Turns, takes, gives again to big Lucio Rojas, and he barrels his way for a tough, maybe 1-yard gain, and that will end the first quarter of play. Scoreless game here at Maine Memorial Stadium, but Maine East on the drive here on WMTH-TV. And while we change sides here and producer Quentin Lasky changes the quarter mark, I'd like to remind you that there's been some amazing things happening for the Maine East varsity boys soccer team. They are on the verge of clinching their first CSL North title in quite some time, at least 20 years. The stressful thing, if you're Coach Bishop, is that it's actually out of their hands. They are waiting for the result of Vernon Hills' weekend matchup tomorrow. I'm not sure who they're playing, but Vernon Hills the only team to defeat Maine East Blue Demons in the conference. So if Vernon Hills drops that game, then by virtue of the tiebreak, the Blue Demons become CSL North champions. So we'll be keeping an eye on that all weekend long to find out if soccer team is able to come out ahead. But meanwhile here, we got a football game to play and a good positive-looking drive here for the Blue Demons. Some tough running by Yusuf Awad. Great blocking up front. You love to see it. Again, they've decided to just run and bull rush and much better play in the trenches. We talked about it. And so far, the offensive line has been getting a great push and finally getting some good momentum going. You almost kind of wish that the quarter hadn't happened when it did, just to keep it moving. But they'll get the ball, and it'll be second down and about 9 yards to go. Ball just inside the 30-yard line of Niles North as we begin the second quarter of play. And just a gorgeous evening here at Maine Memorial Stadium. And again, drops the ball. Looks like he's able to recover. Although Niles North is saying, and just like that, positive momentum goes away. Again, the botched center quarterback exchange. Adam Awad fumbles the ball and is recovered by the Niles North Vikings. Disappointing end to that drive as we begin the second quarter of play. I'm not sure what's going on with the center quarterback exchange. Honestly, it's been rough for both teams tonight. And it's a turnover for Maine East. Again, key to the game. Minimize the penalties and minimize the turnovers. It's hard to win football games if you lose the turnover battle. It's usually the most important statistic in football right after the score. So it's 1st and 10 for the Vikings, and we'll see what they do off the turnover and see if the Blue Demons can mitigate the damage. Again, the high snap. Turns, takes, and he's got immediate pressure, and he's going to be tackled for a big loss by big number 34. Lucio Rojas says no to Niles North. Taken down inside of their own 30. That's going to lose them about 5 yards. Lucio Rojas having himself a game here in the early going. So second down, 14 yards to go. That's a good way to slam the door after a turnover and flip the momentum, is to not let them gain a first down and get it right back to your offense where you had some momentum going. A little bit of confusion here, it looks like, as they break the huddle. Back to throw, rifles a pass, incomplete, almost intercepted by number 7. Would have been an incredible play. That pass fell incomplete, and Christopher Irving Jr. almost came away with a pick. We have a new quarterback for the Niles North Vikings. I don't know what's going on with that. It was Corbin Hood, but now I'm seeing Nicholas Sickerel, the 5'10", 160-pound sophomore for the Vikings, is now slinging it for the Vikings, and it will be third down and 14 yards to go. And again, if you're Maine East, just keep them from getting the first down and get yourselves off the field. Give the ball back to the offense here. Third down, 14. 2 receivers to each side. Single back to throw again. And again, the pressure is starting to get to him, and he throws it away. Tipped and falls incomplete. Maine East defensive backs having a great game. They're watching that quarterback, keeping their eyes on the quarterback and breaking on the ball. Nice pass breakup again there by number 3, Yusuf Awad, and that's going to set up fourth down and a punting situation for Niles North. So again, interesting there with the quarterback change. Nicholas Sickerel, that time under center for Niles North. Not sure if Corbin Hood is injured or if this is part of the game plan for the Vikings. We'll have to see what happens as the game goes on. Again, the snap is good. Back, kick is up. And a good punt, but it's fielded cleanly by number 7 of the Blue Demons, and he takes it back up the middle. He's got himself, and there's a flag on the play, but he is able to gain positive yardage and tackled inside the 30, but we'll wait and see what the flag is. There's another flag that hits, so these could be offsetting penalties. We'll keep an eye and see what's going on here. A good return there by number 7, Christopher Irving Jr., but we got to check the laundry. And it looks like they might be pointing to both teams, so there might be off-sending penalties. We'll see. So it's a holding against Maine East. And unfortunately, it's going to erase a good return. I thought maybe there was a second penalty on Niles North, but it's a holding penalty. And it looks like the ball is going to be spotted right at the 30-yard line. Call it the 31-yard line of Maine East. Unfortunate penalty there. Good-looking return there by Christopher Irving Jr. after fielding a pretty good punt. And ended up taking it about where it lands here. The first down, turns, takes, runs into his own men in the backfield who weren't able to get much of a push, and he's tackled. Might have lost a couple of yards on the play. Bringing up second down. They're going to give him forward progress and call it about a 1-yard gain, so second down 9. That time, defensive line for the Vikings able to stand up to the push of the Maine East offensive line and kind of had a stalemate there, and nowhere to go there for a wad. And it's a short gain. So 3 receivers in the backfield this time. One goes in motion is Jonathan Matthew. Now he lines up as a tight end. Back to pass, pitches it over, and he's got a nice block, takes it inside after a short gain of about 3, bringing up third down and call it 6 yards to go here as we are inside of 10 minutes left to play in the half. So third down and 6. We'll see what happens here on third down. A little bit more stout of the Vikings this drive after some big gash runs that the Blue Demons had against the Vikings here in the early going. Still scoreless. See if we can continue this momentum and get another first down for the Blue Demons here. Spreading them out this time. We got 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right, single back set, and out of the gun. And we have a timeout. Actually, it's a delay of gain against the Blue Demons. So instead of 3rd and 7, that'll back them up 5 yards, and that's going to be 3rd down and 12. Again, penalties have been the story for both teams so far. So it's frustrating, but neither team has been able to gain much of an advantage because they keep shooting themselves in the foot here. So delay a game makes it 3rd and 12. Again, they spread out. 4 wide receivers. Out of the gun, turns, takes, throws, and it's going to fall incomplete. Awad was the intended receiver, and the pass just sailed, and that's going to bring up 4th down and a punting situation for the Blue Demons. Again, penalties have been costly for both teams, and it's been a frustrating night here at Memorial Stadium for both football teams. Still scoreless here with 8.5 minutes to go in the first half. Sun has finally gone down, or at least gone down the buildings here as we approach dusk. Lights starting to take effect on the field. Franklin Park's deep for the Vikings, not the Village, the player. So back to punt. Lucio Rojas puts his leg into it, and it's not a good punt. And it's going to fall out of bounds where they're going to have great field position in Maine East territory. Ball will be at the 48-yard line of the Blue Demons. So went off the side of Rojas's foot, and that's where the Vikings will take over with a first down. So tough punt. Field position on a game like this is going to become important. So you're hoping, if you're the Blue Demons, that this isn't going to be something that gets momentum going for the Vikings. Single back set, 4 receivers, 2 to each side. Corbin Hood looks like he's back in at quarterback, and that pass was intended for number 80, but falls incomplete, bringing up second down. Pass intended for Zachary Hempen. So much like the Blue Demons that will run with two quarterbacks, it looks like the Vikings will do the same as well. Be interested to see if Jaden Whitehead will come into the game at some point for the Blue Demons under center, number 8. Second down and 10, two receivers to each side. Single back set by his left hip. And Corbin Hood under the gun, he's back to throw. And he rifles a pass, completes it over the middle to number 2, where he's tackled just short of the first down. We'll see where they spot it. He might have gotten that first down. Number 2 for the Vikings. I don't know who number 2 is for the Vikings. If I get a name for you, I'll let you guys know. Gain of 7 yards, setting up third and short. Third and call it about 2 yards to go, 2.5 yards to go. Third and 3, make it. So again, if you're Maine East, you want to see if you can get off the field and force them into a punting situation. You're probably going to be pinned back deep, but possessing the ball is better than letting them possess it. Empty backfield. Shotgun formation. Corbin Hood back to throw, scans the field, pressure coming, heaves it over the middle, incomplete. Good defensive play by Yusuf Awad, batting that ball away, setting up fourth down. I've been impressed with the defensive back play for the Blue Demons throughout this game. They're watching the quarterbacks, keeping their eyes on him, and able to break on those passes and not be penalized for it, and that's going to bring up fourth and short. Looks like they're going to try to go for it. So again, if you're Maine East, see if you can stand up to this. And again, you don't want any penalties. Coaches are saying watch the ball, and yeah, that's what you want to do. Two receivers to each side, lone back out of the gun. Fourth down and 3. Hood fakes out the play fake, rifles it, completes the pass for a first down. And it will be a first down after a gain of about 12 yards, taking it to the 29-yard line of Maine East. Pass completed to number 88, Milan Supina for the Vikings. And after a 12-yard gain on 4th and 3, it'll be a first down as we approach 7 minutes left to play here in the first half. That pass was completed off play action. Nice looking throw there by the quarterback for the Vikings, Corbin Hood, who's back in under center. So the drive continues for the Vikings. Two receivers again to each side, single back set. Hood takes, again, turns, throws. He's got a man open, but it sails incomplete. That pass intended for Hempen, and Irving Jr. is on the cover and closing pass. And so Corbin Hood's been a bit erratic with his throws. I wouldn't say he's been particularly accurate, but he has completed a couple of passes. But he's been sailing some others. And again, if you're playing defensive back for the Vikings, there's been some positive plays here. So second down and 10. Back to pass again is Hood. Rifles it over the middle and completes it. Nice throw and catch. Completed to number 80, Zachary Hempen. So I've noticed that the big pass completions for Hood have come over the middle and not out to the sideline. So the drive continues. Viking first down, taking the ball inside the 20 up to the 17-yard line of the Blue Demons. And the drive continues. So Niles North starting to do some damage through the air. We'll see if they turn back to the run and if Maine East is ready for it. There's been some pressure that the defense have had against the quarterback. We'll see how it goes. First and 10, turns again back to throw. That time the pressure's coming, and he's going to heave it incomplete as he's out of the tackle box, just throws it away. Smart play for Corbin Hood, and that's going to bring up second down. So again, so far, there's been some completed passes, but defensively, Maine East kind of holding their own. Defensively, they're getting some pressure on the quarterback, forcing some throws. Accuracy has been an issue for the quarterback, and the defensive backs have been jumping on some balls. So you're hoping maybe they can get a pick here at some point in the game with the way they've been playing. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right, single back set. Corbin Hood here on second down and 10. Turns back to throw, and he throws again. That is off target again, intended for 88. Now that was one that should have been caught by Sapina, but again, for whatever reason, Corbin Hood does not seem to be accurate to the sideline, but he's been deadly across the middle. So we'll see how this continues as we have third down, 10 yards to go as we approach inside of 6 minutes left to play here in the half. So third down for the Vikings, and again, you're hoping to get off the field, although they might be in 4-down territory based on where they are on the field, depending on if they can kick a field goal that far, but we got to get through this first. Again, off the play fake, able to complete the pass, takes it straight up the middle and gets a first down inside the 5-yard line. It'll be first and goal for the Vikings. Again, the pass completed to Sapina. Good effort by Sapina there to catch that pass. Again, not quite on target, but he was able to corral that in and then turn it upfield and gain the first down. So taking it inside the 5 to the 4-yard line, it'll be first down and goal to go as we approach 5.5 minutes left in the first half of play. See if Maine East can stand tall here in a goal to go situation. So 2 receivers to the left, none to the right, turns and takes and gives it to his number 5, and it's going to be stacked up, and he's going to be tackled for a loss in the backfield. Lucio Rojas there to finally clean it up, although there was 2 or 3 Blue Demons in there. And that's going to bring up second down and goal. So this drive has been almost all passes. That was the first time they turned to the ground game, and it was not a good idea. Loss of 6 will take them to the 10-yard line, bringing up second and goal to go from the 10. I want to remind you guys that the Maine East Blue Demon Regiment will be performing at halftime. We will not be covering that this time. They're still putting their halftime show together. We will bring that for you in its entirety during senior night in a few short weeks. Looking forward to bringing you that for the viewers at home. Third down and 10. Pass is completed, but tackled immediately, and he is tackled at about the 6-yard line, so not quite to the original line of scrimmage. Pardon me, that was second down, bringing up third down and goal. Yusuf Awad in the tackle, bringing up third down and goal to go. We'll see if they're in 4-down territory, if they will decide to settle for a field goal should they not complete the touchdown. Been inspiring play by the Maine East defense. They've just got to be consistent and finish the job. Bunch set of 3 for wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left. As he takes back to throw, pressure starting to close. As he fires, and he wide open, completed to number 88, touchdown Niles North. Completed to Milan Sapina, and after that drive, it's a touchdown for the Vikings. There's a bunch wide receivers to the right. Bunch wide receiver sets can always be problematic for a defense because they turn to go different routes. It could be hard to maintain coverage responsibility out of that bunch set, and it left number 88, Milan Sapina, wide open for the go-ahead touchdown. And for the extra point, snap is down, and it is blocked. Extra point is no good, blocked by the Blue Demons, and it will remain 6-0 here. So a bit of a break, and I will tell you right now, missed extra points, missed any point opportunities always tend to come back and hurt you. So we will see if this missed extra point will lead to some positive gains here for the Blue Demons as they get set to receive the ball after the touchdown. 10-play, 4-minute drive. Long, long drive, almost done all through the air. So impressive there for Corbin Hood. It is 6-0 here at Maine Memorial Stadium. So as Maine East gets set to receive this ball, if you're the Blue Demons, you just want to clean up your offensive efficiency. You've been moving the ball with success, but penalties have been hurting you. Been some good positive runs, some really hard, inspiring running from Yusuf Awad. And if you can continue that and clean up the laundry and hold on to the ball, the center quarterback exchange has got to get better. And then also on special teams, they've had some good returns, but they've been plagued by penalties on that as well. So we'll see how it goes here. Zukinich here on the kick, and he's able to get it off, and it's going to bounce and roll at the 20, but it won't go out of bounds. I understand why he let it go. And unfortunately, number 3 is going to be tackled inside the 5-yard line. Excellent kick by the kicker, number 19, Amir Zukinich for Niles North. It looked like that ball was going to roll out of bounds, and if that happens, that's a flag. But it got a Niles North bounce and did not go out of bounds. And at that point, Yusuf Awad had no choice but to field it. And excellent field position for Niles North to defend, and a long way to go here for Maine East as they take over first down and 10 at about the 5-yard line, their own 5-yard line. 3 minutes and 25 seconds left to play here in the first half. So this time, off the draw, got a nice hole, nice tackle, but not before he gets it up to the first down marker, and that's going to be just short of a first down. Nope, it is going to move the sticks. It is a 10-yard gain, first down. Two receivers set, single back set again. Out of the gun is Adam Awad. Brings a man in motion, and he hands and gives to the motion man, cuts it back inside, missed some tackles, and a tough tackle and a flag on the play. That's going to be a face mask and a penalty against Niles North, I am almost certain. Irving Jr. with some tough yards. It looked like a face mask from up here in the press box. We'll see what the umpire says. I would be shocked if this was against the Blue Demons. And Niles North already starting to retreat here as we await the call from the official. Yeah, it is a personal foul, face mask against the Vikings. That'll be a 15-yard penalty and an automatic. So some good momentum to start from inside your 5-yard line and take it up to all the way up to the 32-yard line of. So some good positive gains here. So ball will be placed at the 32-yard line of Maine East. So they're out of the shadow of their own goal. And 2 positive runs here and the penalty tacked on. We'll see if Maine East can keep the momentum going. This time they fake it and they give it right up the middle to big number 34, Lucio Rojas, for a short gain of 2. Call it 3-yard lines, bring up 2nd and 7. And Blue Demons are going to take a timeout, their first timeout here of the half. Glad you could all join us here on WMTH-TV for some Blue Demon football. Camera operators tonight are Jake Amony and Miguel De Loyola. and the beast is producing. He snaps his fingers at me. Not sure what that means, but just affirming that he is indeed the beast. A lot of things going on in and around the Maine East High School this weekend. We have the football game, of course. We're waiting to see if soccer team will be CSL North champions. We also have a fall play that hit the stage at the auditorium at Maine East High School yesterday. Performance continued this afternoon at 4 o'clock and again tomorrow at 7 o'clock. It's called The Play That Goes Wrong, and it is exactly what it sounds like. It is a play about a group of thespians putting on a play called The Murder at Haversham Manor, and essentially everything that could possibly go wrong for a play goes wrong. So be sure you check that out. Tickets are $5 with student ID. All right, 2nd down and 7 yards to go. Out of the gun, back to throw is Adam Awad. He decides to keep and run, and he gains some yards, cuts it to the outside, and he's going to be tackled just short of the 1st down. We'll see where forward momentum gets him. But it's looking like, oh, they're going to give him, it looks like they're giving him the 1st down. It's going to move the sticks. It's going to be 1st down and 10. So on the keeper, Awad able to gain 11 yards, and the drive continues as we approach 2 minutes left to play here in the 1st half. So we'll see how we use timeouts and start to use clock management as we can see if the Blue Demons can get in for a score prior to halftime. So 2 receivers to each side, out of the gun, single back set. And again, the motion man is Irving. Fakes it, pitches it back to Roja, and he is tackled for a loss of about 1. Might have gotten to the original line of scrimmage. Rojas, honestly, good to even hang on to that ball as he comes up limping and comes up to the sideline. Doesn't seem to be anything too serious. And Coach Winkle calls for a 2nd timeout here as we are inside of 2 minutes left to play in the 1st half. To recap this game so far, it's honestly been a pretty competitive, entertaining game, but a lot of sloppy play for both teams. Initially, it was a battle of who could have bigger problems with the center quarterback exchange. First play from scrimmage for the Vikings, snap goes over the head, and 2 or 3 center quarterback exchange problems for the Blue Demons, and wasn't necessarily clean either for the Vikings, but it started to settle down, and Maine East moving the ball on the ground while the Vikings had success through the air. So a little bit of opposite philosophies at work here. Took a while for the stands to start to fill in for the home crowd here, but they are now here and starting to have themselves a good time. A little bit of a chilly night here at Maine Memorial Stadium. The breeze is keeping temperatures low, but it should be in the upper 50s here as we approach 7 o'clock. So out of the timeout, ball at about the 44-yard line. 2nd down, 10 yards to go. See if we can get a score before halftime. 4 receivers in the field, 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Out of the gun. Adam back to throw. Awad winds up, rifles a pass, and that's going to be completed, and he dropped it right at the end. Intended for Yusuf Awad, and it was an incredible catch that could not be completed, knocked away at the last second. Unfortunate. That would have been an incredible pass play, but instead it's all for naught. It's going to be 3rd down and 10. Ooh, that was a tough one. That was one that Winkle definitely wanted, Maine East definitely wanted. It was the throw didn't look particularly great. It was thrown in double coverage, but it fell into the hands of Yusuf Awad. But as he was being tackled, the ball squirted out, wasn't able to hang on. So Adam Awad gets the play in, goes into the huddle. 3rd down, 10, ball at the 44. 1 minute and 44 seconds left. Big 3rd down here for both teams. Momentum changing down, out of the gun. And Adam keeps it, and he goes right up the middle, and he's going to be tackled just shy of midfield after a gain of about 5 yards, setting up a 4th and 5. And we'll see what Coach Winkle wants to do. And they're in a hurry-up. Looks like they're going to stay, and they're going to want to hurry up and snap it in a hurry. Getting everybody organized is Adam Awad. Under center this time. Gets somebody to jump, and he's pointing, but they're not calling it yet. Trying to draw him off sides. We'll see if they call a timeout here on 4th and 5 or if they're going to keep it going. Coach Winkle might want to take the penalty and get the 5 yards to punt. Where I'm not entirely sure. They're still waiting here for the clock to tick down. He's going to take a timeout and let the thing clock down. So inside of a minute, third and final timeout here in the first half. 56.4 seconds left to go here in the first half of play. Thought maybe Adam Awad might have gotten him to jump off sides, but the refs either didn't see it or it wasn't offside. So it'll set up an important fourth down and call it 6 yards to go. Ball's at the 48-yard line of Maine East. So after the timeout, 56.4 seconds left to go in the first half of play. Maine East trailing 6-0. Ball is at their own 48. Fourth down and 6 yards to go. But they are going to be in punt formation, so they're not going to go for it here on fourth. And Roja puts his leg into it, a high kick. Good hang time, and it's going to bounce. Takes a Maine East bounce, goes all the way to about the 16-yard line of the Vikings, where they will take over on downs with 44 seconds left to go. Disappointing drive that they weren't able to get that first down and keep the momentum going, but hopefully they can enter halftime just down by the 6 points with a half to play. Again, a reminder that in a few weeks, WMTH-TV will be bringing you the halftime performance from the Maine East Blue Regiment. Still getting their full field show together, and we're going to bring that for you for the finale of the home football game for senior night for not only the football players, but also the cheerleaders, the Demon Squad, and band members as well. So be sure you tune in just a couple short weeks. First and 10, quick handoff, and he's got a big hole up the middle, is number 5, and he's finally tackled by his fellow number 5, who loses his helmet on the play. Tackled by Sam Lakudis, but a 16-yard gain moves the chains, and Niles North takes a timeout. About 38 seconds left to play here in the first half. Quick handoff there by the quarterback, Corbin Hood. I don't think Maine East was ready for it, and that explains why they was able to get such good yardage there up the middle as the Vikings take a timeout. So that was the first time out for the Vikings. They got a quick first down, and we'll see if they're able to capitalize before the half. Of course, if you're Maine East, you don't want that to happen here. First down, 10 yards to go. 38 seconds left to play in the first half. Spreads them out. Corbin Hood back to throw. This time he's under pressure. Sets up the screen pass, but that is not going to go anywhere thanks to, well, a good surge there by number 5, but gang tackled after a gain of about 1. And Pelt is brought down by a host of Blue Demons here, setting up 2nd and 7. And now inside of 15 seconds left to go, it looks like Niles North will just be content to let this be the score going into halftime. And that is indeed going to be the case here. That's going to do it here. The first half of play is over. The score 6-0. The Niles North Vikings over the Maine East Blue Demons here at Maine Memorial Stadium. We'll be back for the third quarter and the second half of play in just a few moments. WMTH-TV. Welcome back to Maine Memorial Stadium as we get set for the second half against the Niles North Vikings. The Maine East Blue Demons trail by a score of 6-0. Competitive first half of play that saw mistakes on both sides. Both opponents made some mistakes, but Niles North finally able to capitalize on a drive, 4-minute drive towards the end of the first half, all mostly through the air on a touchdown pass from quarterback Corbin Hood to number 88, Milan Sapina, and that's been the difference. A blocked extra point kept the score at 6-0. For the Blue Demons, they've been having most of their success offensively on the ground as they get set to get the ball here in the second half. Kick is up, and we are underway for the second half of play, and whistle blows it dead, and that's going to be it is against the kicking team. I'm assuming somebody was offsides and crossed late. So offsides is going to back it up, and we're going to do it again. So Zakancic is the kicker for the Vikings. And Whitehead and Irving Jr. back deep to receive for the Blue Demons. It looks like we're on sides this time. Kick is up, and it's going to be fielded by Whitehead at about the 18-yard line. He takes it straight up field and is pushed out of bounds at about the 40-yard line. Nice return by Jaden Whitehead, his first game action as a receiver on special teams. And again, keep an eye on Jaden Whitehead, number 8. We'll see if he has any quarterback duties as this game continues. But for right now, it's the Adam Awad show, and the offense takes the field. Again, they've had some good positive runs, good hard running, excellent football game by Yusuf Awad tonight, both offensively and defensively, as well as some strong blocking up front by Lucio Roja, the offensive line, and of course, big number 40, Jonathan Matthew with Blue Demon Sports. So again, under center, we're going to go. Center quarterback exchange has been a bit of an adventure tonight. 2-back set, 2 receivers on the field, and a false start or an illegal shift of some kind against the Blue Demons. So the story continues, and the flags continue. And again, 5-yard penalty before we even get started. We said it before the game. Key to the game is to keep the laundry off the field and hope that you can get some positive gains on first down. Illegal substitution, the call this time. So again, under center, pitch back, and cuts it up inside, and Awad tackled close to the original line of scrimmage, out of bounds at about the 42-yard line, setting up second down. Call it a gain of about 6, setting up second down just inside the 10, just inside of 10 yards to go, about second down and 9. That makes sense, actually. Inside of 10 would be 9. Sorry, just conferring that with my producer. He concurs that inside of 10 would be 9. Some math teachers looking at me, also giving me some affirmative nods as we get to second down and 9. Again, turns, takes, gives to his brother. Hole up the middle, strong running and forward momentum, and he's tackled just shy of midfield, setting up third down and call it a long 4. Big third down here for the Blue Demons. They've had some positive offensive plays. They've just been shooting themselves in the foot with penalties and inopportune play at various times. Can they finish a drive? Because it seems like they've been able to run on the Vikings at will if they can keep that going. Might have to complete a pass or 2 in the air if they want to smell the end zone here on third down and 4. As we look over the defense, again under center is Adam Awad. Matthew and his brother in the backfield, fakes the pitch this time, and he's going to be tackled and sacked. Looks like a botched play or some sort of miscommunication. He faked the toss to Jonathan Matthew, and then it looked like he turned to give it to his brother, but there was some miscommunication there, and he kept it and stuffed in the backfield. That's going to be bringing up 4th and 8. And unfortunately, it's a punting situation. So again, ill-timed mistakes has been the difference here in the ball game. And we're back in a punting situation. And we'll see what, if any, adjustments the Vikings have made in the locker room at halftime. Lucio Roja back to punt, puts his leg into it and gets the kick off, and it's going to roll a long way. Good Maine East bounce, end over end as it comes to rest, despite the urging of Christian Irving Jr. It's going to be fielded at about the 11-yard line. So they're going to have a long way to go, are the Niles North Vikings, on their first possession of the third quarter. Here at Maine Memorial Stadium, it still remains 6-0 Niles North over the Maine East Blue Demons. So 1st and 10 for Niles North. Corbin Hood. And looks like we have another flag infraction. And it's going to be offsides against the Blue Demons. Instead of 1st and 10, it's 1st and 5. So Corbin Hood is the quarterback, and his first half was, honestly, he finished it very strong. He started a bit uneven. He has not been accurate to the sidelines, but he's been deadly accurate up the middle. We'll see how this second half unfolds, as he's got 4 wide receivers on the field, 2 to each side, and a lone back. And he turns and takes off of play action. Incomplete again, in and out of the hands of number 80. That's the second drop that he's had. Intended for Zachary Hempen, hit him right between the 8 and the 0, and falls incomplete. So a break there for the Blue Demons. Looked like Jaden Whitehead might have been or Irving Jr. in the coverage, and it's 2nd and 5. Nice play action pass, nice looking design, just incomplete, and we do it again. So 2nd down, 2 receivers to the right, none to the left, single back set. Maine East looks to bring pressure, and they're going to tackle number 5 for a loss in the backfield. Good gang tackling by the Maine East Blue Demons to deny any sort of forward progress, and that's going to cause some lost yards, taking them back to the original line of scrimmage. Call it 3rd and 11 almost now as we set up. Set it up. So it's been tough running for Maurice Pelt. You got to credit Maine East for doing a great job against the run overall, forcing the Vikings to go through the air. But the difference has been some decent passing by the quarterback, Corbin Hood. And we'll see what they've got up their sleeves here on 3rd and 11 to see again if Maine East can get off the field. Again, 2 receivers to each side, lone back out of the gun. Corbin Hood turns, takes back to throw. There's pressure, and he rifles the pass and completes it to number 88 for the first down. Milan Sapina with the reception, and the chains move. And now right at about the 25, almost the 26-yard line of Niles North. 16-yard gain, and the chains move. Again, it's been the story. Niles North doing just enough to keep the momentum on their side here in this game. Maine East has just not been able to come up with a good opportune stop. That was a nice, kind of an important stop there, but the drive continues. Still early here in the 3rd quarter, though, and they still have a long way to go. Same formation. This time they hand it off, and again out of the spin move, and again next to no gain, and Pelt is taken again for a loss. Good run defense tonight for Maine East. They are doing what they can to make the Vikings one-dimensional, but so far they've been able to beat them through the air, despite also some decent pressure by the defensive line on the passer. So again, the D-line is getting upfield and causing some disruption. Will it be enough to turn the tide here in the ball game as we look at 2nd and 8, just about 7.5 minutes to go here in the third quarter? Again, running that same formation, 2 receivers to each side. Out of the gun, play action, gets his hand up, and he completes it. Receiver falls down, and no one is home, and that's going to be a long touchdown for Zachary Hempen, number 80. And it's going to be a 12-0 lead. Touchdown, Niles North. And you have to credit Corbin Hood on that, who was under some severe pressure in spite of the play action, but they were unable to bring him down. He was able to get the pass off. Number 5, Samuel Lukaitis on the coverage. Looked like he might be able to get him tackled immediately, but fell down. And after the reception, it was a foot race to the end zone, and that's the difference. So it's a 12-0 Niles North lead as they attempt the point after. It was blocked after their first touchdown, so we'll see what happens here. Snap is back, it is down, kick is up, and it is through the uprights and good. Score is now 13-0 Niles North over the Maine East Blue Demons with 7 minutes and 1 second left here in the third quarter of play. Good play there again by Corbin Hood on that pass. Had a lot of Blue Demons in his face, able to get it off. And good concentration by Zachary Hempen. And once the DB fell down, there was no help, and it was just a long run into the end zone. So Maine East gets possession again, and we'll see if again, they've got some good things happening on offense, but they've got to stop shooting themselves in the foot and avoiding costly penalties and get some positive gains on first down. And the kick is up. This time, Chris Irving Jr. to receive, and he's got some running room as he turns up the middle, stumbles, and he tries to keep his feet, and he falls forward up to the 35-yard line. Nice return. And it looks like Irvin Jr. might be shaken up on the play. We'll see if he gets up after his own power. But he appears to be down right now. So we'll take a timeout here as the trainers attend to Chris Irving Jr. Blue Demons will have the ball at their own 35-yard line with 6 minutes and 52 seconds left here in the third quarter after this injury timeout. So after the injury timeout, it's now 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. And we'll see if Maine East can get the run game to continue going. Pass back, or pitch back to Yusuf Awad. Big hole up the middle, got the first down and more. It's a foot race, and he's going to go all the way for the touchdown. Touchdown, Maine East Blue Demons. Yusuf Awad with the long score, and they answer right back and are back in this football game. The run has been a threat to bust one all night, and it finally happens on the second possession of the third quarter. Yusuf Awad takes the pitch from his brother, cuts back, and some good blocking downfield is the difference. Yusuf doesn't get a chance to catch his breath because he's going to be the holder as Roa is back to kick the extra point. Snap is back, kick is down, and it is up and through. And we have ourselves a ball game. Maine East comes roaring back. Now 13-7 here at Maine Memorial Stadium. And we got ourselves a ball game, folks. Again, it's a credit to Coach Winkle to continue with the run game. He's been having a lot of success with it tonight, and he was finally able to bust one. And that got the crowd into it tonight, where it's Cowboy night here at Maine Memorial Stadium for reasons. But, you know, I think each Friday night football game is a bit of a theme night. And I see some pink cowboy hats. There's some with some strobe lights. One of my students had a toothpick in his mouth, and I hope that he hasn't had the same toothpick in his mouth for the entire game. That would be a soggy toothpick. At what point does a toothpick become cork? The hard-hitting questions we may never have the answers to. But we got ourselves a ball game here. 6:41 left to go at Maine Memorial Stadium. 13-7. Maine East trails, but able to get some of that momentum back. And now if you're Maine East, you want to make sure you can get a stop and continue the momentum. Lucio Roja here to kick off for Maine East, puts his leg into it, kick is up, and it's a short kick fielded by the Upman. Takes it, cuts it to the outside, shifts through the wash, and number 88 is going to be tackled inside the 35-yard line of Niles North, called the 33. Milan Sapina. They'll give him forward progress to the 35-yard line, where Niles North will take over. So defensively, if you're the Blue Demons, you just want to make sure you can play sound fundamental football. You've been doing great on the defensive line, getting good pressure. Even the defensive backs have had themselves a pretty decent game tonight, keeping their eyes on the quarterback and able to break on some of these passes. Just an inopportune fall prevented that, created that long touchdown run, but they've been getting pressure on Hood. They haven't been able to get into the ground, and that might become important. And the run game so far for Niles North has been a non-factor. Let's see if we can keep that going. Back to pass is Hood, again with the pressure, and he just falls incomplete. Again, I'm not sure. There was an intended receiver. It was intended for number 4, Sam Lacani. Coverage there by Lakutis, so bringing up 2nd down and 10. And again, it's been a frustrating night for the defense, because they've been getting Niles North into 3rd and long, even 4th and long situations, just haven't been able to get that key stop. So we're hoping this will finally be the drive as we look at 2nd down and 10 from the 35. Again, a bunch receiver set, which could be trouble. A single receiver set to the right, single back. Corbin Hood looks things over, and he takes it out of the gun, back to throw, and he rifles a pass, and it's incomplete, intended for number 4. Lacani, and that's going to bring up 3rd down and 10. So 2 incomplete passes, setting up 3rd and long. And again, the question is, can Maine East hold and get off the field? I do not think that, from what I have seen, Niles North has a strong kicking game. So getting them in a punting formation would be very advantageous, also considering when you have Jaden Whitehead, Yusuf Awad back to receive. Let's see what happens here. 2 receivers to each side. Single back, out of the gun. 3rd down and 10. Corbin Hood back to throw. Has some time. Winds up. Pass is completed. And it'll be a 1st down after a gain of 15, taking it up to midfield. And again, Niles North able to convert on 3rd and long. I don't know what their 3rd down conversion percentage has been this game, but it has to be high. And it also has to be on a lot of 3rd and long conversions. And it's just frustrating these Blue Demons out here on defense right now. as we get inside of 6 minutes left to play here in the third quarter. Ball at midfield, 1st and 10, and Niles North driving again after the answer by the Blue Demons. That time bot snap, and Blue Demons get the turnover. Blue Demons football. It's been a threat all night, folks. Corbin Hood was not ready for that snap. It comes back, hits him on the face mask, bounces forward, and Blue Demons are able to pounce. And Blue Demons take over at midfield with a chance to go ahead. The turnover margin is now even at 1 apiece. There was a fumble that was recovered by Niles North in the first half, and that botched snap led to the turnover recovered by the Blue Demons, and they quickly are back on the field, and they really wanted Adam Awad here under center. 2-back set. Jonathan Matthew, the fullback. Receivers each side. Changing the play, it looks like, is Adam Awad. Turns, takes, gives to his brother, who barrels forward for a gain of 4. Taking it up to just outside the 45-yard line of Niles North. And it looks like we have a timeout for Niles North. So after the timeout, we'll have 2nd down and 6 here at Maine Memorial Stadium. Blue Demons driving after the turnover. Out of the timeout, Blue Demons back quickly in formation under center. 2nd down and 6 at about the 46-yard line. Turns, takes, gives to Yusuf Awad. Gets a hole up the middle and takes it up close to the 1st down yardage at about the 40-yard line. We'll see where they spot it. And it looks like they're going to mark him just short. 3rd and a 1 yard to go here for the 1st down. There's a whistle here on the play as we see. Do we have another timeout? Looks like there's some sort of an issue with substitution here. They are allowing Niles to substitute. Not entirely sure what's going on. All right, 3rd down, 1 yard to go. Quarterback sneak, and he gets the 1st down easily, and then some as he holds on to the ball and is tackled at about the 30-yard line, getting nice positive yardage past the sticks and a gain of additional 9 yards on 3rd and 1, and that'll work as we have a 1st down. So Blue Demons driving after the turnover here. Ball right at about the 30-yard line. Under center is Adam Awad. Turns, takes, gives to Yusuf, and that time he's going to be stuffed in the backfield. It'd be no gain. Maybe they'll give him a loss. We'll see. Forward progress might have sent him to the original line of scoreage. He'll be a loss of 1. 2nd down and 11. Again, have to like the momentum here that Maine East has. Can they establish it? Turnovers are always costly, and you want to cash in with points off of a turnover. Can they do it? Under center is Awad. 2 backs behind him. Turns, takes, pitches to his brother. He's got a big hole, and he takes it up close to the 1st down. Fumbles, and it looks like it might have been down by contact, and it will maintain possession and be up to about the 25-yard line. No, they're going to back him up 27-yard line, setting up 3rd and 5. 3rd down and about 6.5 yards to go. 3.5 minutes left to play in the third quarter. Big third down here for Maine East. Maine East takes their time here, gets to the line. Adam Awad looks things over. He's got Jonathan Matthews, a fullback, in the backfield along with his brother, Yusuf Awad. Back, turns, off a play action, looks to throw, swings a pass, and it's going to fall incomplete, intended for number 40, Jonathan Matthew. Not able to wrangle it in. Probably would have been enough for a first down, but it falls incomplete, and we have a decision to make here on 4th and 6. Nice design there by Coach Winkle out of play action. Looks like they are going to stay on the field and attempt the 4th down play. We have a timeout on the field. Their first timeout. Blue Demons call their first timeout of the second half. And a good place to call a timeout as they talk it over, looking at a 4th and 6 from the Niles North 27. Again, we'll remind you that we'll be back in a couple weeks for the home football game finale and senior night, where we will be honoring the band members, the football players, the cheerleaders, Demon Squad, as well as bringing you the halftime show of the Maine East Blue Demon Regiment as they work on various songs from divas. They play songs from Katy Perry, play songs from Lady Gaga, as well as some others, and so they'll be working on that halftime show, which they'll bring to you. We'll be excited to bring you all of that in just a couple short weeks. But right now we got a football game coming out of the timeout. Offense is going to stay on the field. Looking at personnel, I see Jaden Whitehead. I say Lucio Roa. Looks like they're getting some more muscle onto the field. So 3 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left, single back, Lucio Roja. Back to throw is Adam, swings a pass, and that's going to be incomplete, but a flag is on the play, and it's going to be pass interference against the against Niles North. Pass interference against Niles North, and that's going to be enough for a first down. Nice throw by Adam Awad off play action to his brother, who had a DB draped all over him, and he almost made the catch in spite of it. But whatever, it does not matter. It is enough to move the sticks, and we have a first down at the 14-yard line of Niles North as the drive continues. Inside of 3 minutes left to play here in the third quarter. Remember early on we mentioned there was a missed point after touchdown that was blocked by the Blue Demons. Will this be a difference? Again, turns, takes, gives to Yusuf. Up the middle he goes, inside the 10 to the 5, and he's knocked out of bounds at the 4-yard line. Bringing up first and goal for the Maine East Blue Demons. Or are they going to say he's going to be just short? He might be second and short. He can get a first down prior to getting into the goal. 2nd down and 1 at the 5. Yusuf Awad having himself a game tonight. Jonathan Matthew, Blue Demon Sports at fullback. He's got Yusuf in the backfield. 2 receivers, turns, takes, gives to Yusuf. Churns forward. He's going to get the first down, but be stuffed short of the goal line. It should be enough for a first down. We'll see where they spot it with the forward progress. They are moving the sticks. It's going to be 1st and goal to go. Ball is going to be placed at the 3-yard line. 1st and goal to go for the Maine East Blue Demons. Then again, if you're Coach Winkle here, if it's me, I do what got me here. Play clean football. Under center. Sneaks it in, and it's going to be a touchdown for Maine East. Adam Awad keeps it on the sneak. Touchdown, Maine East Blue Demons. And we are all tied up here at Maine Memorial Stadium, 13 all, pending the extra point. The touchdown is good, but there is a flag. Unsportsmanlike conduct against the Blue Demons will back them up, which is unfortunate because it may make the extra point more interesting. We'll have to see if they take it on the kickoff or on the extra point. I'm not entirely sure how this works. Okay, so it looks like that penalty will be enforced on the kickoff, so the extra point will stay where it's at. Huge extra point here for Maine East and Lucio Roja. Snap is down, kick is up, and it is going to be blocked. It is a mirror image, folks, of what happened here earlier, the opening drive for Niles North. They score a touchdown, Maine East blocks the point, and now Niles North has just returned the favor as the score is 13 all here at Maine Memorial Stadium. We have ourselves a ball game at 2 minutes and 15 seconds left to play in the third quarter. Excellent drive off the turnover for the Maine East Blue Demons. Lot to like here. So happy for Coach Winkle. It needs to be said, I didn't want to say it until now, but Coach Winkle won his first football game a few weeks back, snapping a 42-game losing streak for the Maine East High School football program. Could we see another victory tonight? We'll find out in about 14 minutes. Game minutes, that is. It's actually probably going to be a little bit longer than that, but, we'll see. So the penalty of unsportsmanlike is being enforced on the kickoff. So Niles North should have good field position as Roa kicks it, and it's going to be fielded at the 35-yard line of Maine East, who takes it up past midfield and still on his feet. Finally going to be tackled just outside the 40-yard line of the Blue Demons. So good field position for Niles North. So that penalty did prove costly here in a tie ball game situation. So Niles North takes over with 2 minutes and 6 seconds left to go in the third quarter of play here at Maine Memorial Stadium. Call it the 41. Maine East takes, so Niles North begins their drive at the 41-yard line of Maine East after the penalty enforcement for unsportsmanlike conduct in the end zone. First down, 10 yards to go. So Maine East got a turnover last time. Can they get one again? This time they give to number 5, and he gets a short gain of about 2 as he crosses the 40-yard line to about the 42-yard line. Peltz had tough going on the ground tonight. It's going to be second down, 7 yards to go after a gain of 3. Second down and 7 yards to go on the keeper, and he's going to throw it away, but it is completed after a short gain, setting up third down. The pass is completed to number 80, Zachary Hempen. I got to say, folks, Corbin Hood is a gritty quarterback. He just threw up a prayer. I didn't think that was going to be completed, and it fell into the arms of Zachary Hempen. A short gain of 1. Good pressure by Maine East. They've been getting pressure on him all night. Can they get home and get him on the ground and get off the field here on a very important 3rd down and 6 yards to go for the Maine East Blue Demons? 3 receivers to Corbin Hood's right, 1 to his left, single back, out of the gun, back to throw. Got pressure coming, heaves up, throwing, and it's going to be complete and caught at the 10-yard line. Number 7 on the coverage for Maine East. Looking for a flag is Christopher Irving Jr., but there's none to be found. And it's a long completion on 3rd down, setting up 1st and goal for Niles North at about the, well, no, not 1st and goal. It's going to be 1st down and 10 at the 11-yard line of Maine East. And again, we've got a timeout for Niles North, their 2nd of the half. So we'll take a quick break. We're all tied up at 13. We're all tied up at 13, folks, with 1 minute and 9 seconds left to play here in the 3rd quarter. But Niles North is on the drive. And we'll see if Maine East can shut the door. So coming out of the timeout, welcome back to Maine Memorial Stadium, where the Blue Demons and the Niles North Vikings are tied at 13 apiece. But Niles North is driving thanks to a long completion, bringing up 1st down and 10 from the Maine East 11. Can Maine East hold these Niles North football players off and hold this to either a field goal or nothing? Back to throw. Incomplete. Incomplete. Again, immediate pressure right in the quarterback's face, but he's able to get the pass off, but it falls incomplete, intended for Lacani, number 4 of the Vikings, and that's going to bring up 2nd down and 10 from the 11-yard line of Niles North. Again, kind of opposite stories here for both teams. Most of the yards being gained by the Vikings have come through the air and the arm of Corbin Hood. For Maine East, it's come from the fleet running of Yusuf Awad. Not much of a ground game so far for the Vikings, but you want to make sure you're playing it honest here on 2nd down, close to the goal line. Again, back to throw. Rifles it. Incomplete! Almost was intercepted, had a chance to be, but it falls incomplete, setting up 3rd down and 10. Lakutis there on the coverage, kind of shadowing that play. That would have been a good interception to have. But instead, we do it again. Again, something to keep an eye on. Again, we got to get there. But if they can hold them on 3rd down, I'm interested to see what kind of a kicking game, if any, Niles North brings to the table. Their point after touchdown attempt, the field goal was blocked, and I've not seen them even think about attempting a kick since then. Bunch formation, trips to the left, one to the right, back to throw, and he rifles a pass. It's going to fall incomplete. Intended for number 3. No flags on the play. Intended for number 3, Marcus Savoy, and that's going to bring up 4th down and 10, and that will bring us to the end of the 3rd quarter. where we will pick it up on the other side of the field, and we'll take a quick break here at Maine Memorial Stadium. 13 apiece, fourth quarter to play. Welcome back to Maine Memorial Stadium, where we are tied 13 all. Maine East versus Niles North. And Niles North faces a 4th down and 10 yards to go. They are in a field goal formation, looking to see if can they get this one through. Kick is up, and it is going to be good. No, it is no good. Kick is no good. It sails wide, and it remains 13 all, and Maine East will take over on downs. Apologize for the missed call there, folks. It's always, we don't have that camera angle right up and down. Well, now we have a flag on the field. We have a flag on the field well after the play. Early indication is it might be against Niles North, which could lead to a good positive gain here as we wait for the call. And that is exactly what's happening. Must have been some sort of an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against Niles North Vikings. So instead of it first down at the 20, it's going to be first down at the 35 after the 15-yard unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. And that's where Maine East will take over. First down, 10 yards to go. One receiver to each side. And now with play will be stopped just for a second as the officials confer. And now we're ready to go here, 1st and 10. Just at the beginning of the fourth quarter of play, Adam Awad turns, takes, gives to Yusuf, and he's stuffed up for no gain. And we'll do it again here. No gain on the play, brings up 2nd down and 10. So again, special teams is coming into play here. Missed extra point for each team. And then we have a missed field goal for Niles North. And now can Maine East answer here as we get into the fourth quarter of play? Under center is Adam Awad. Matthews and Awad in the backfield. Turns, takes, pitches to Yusuf Awad. Cuts it back inside. He's got room to gain. He's going through, 1st down as he heads towards the sideline and out of bounds into Niles North territory. And a late flag as he's tackled out of bounds. And that's going to be adding a lot more yardage to that play, folks. And we hope that Yusuf Awad is okay. 14 yards on the play. And unfortunately, we have trainers coming over. I can't see. It looks like Yusuf Awad is limping toward the sideline. It looks like he's going to be okay, and that is a good thing because he was tackled well out of bounds. And it looks like it's going to be an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty here on the Vikings as this game has started to get a little chippy. Still waiting on the call from the official, but there was definitely 2 flags on the play, and it happened after Yusuf Awad was tackled out of bounds. And it is a personal foul against Niles North. 15-yard penalty, going to bring up a 1st down. We'll see where they spot it here. It's going to be all the way at the 30-yard line of Niles North. So first down and 10 off the penalty. But the big story here is right now Yusuf Awad is out of the ball game after that rough tackle. Looks like we've got Lucio Roa to replace in the backfield. Jonathan Matthew remains as fullback. Turn takes, gives to his big back, and he rumbles forward for a first down and more inside the 15-yard line of Niles North. Ball will be placed at the 16-yard line of Niles North. First down, Maine East, and the drive continues here. I'm looking at the sideline here. Yusuf Awad remains. He's on the bench. It looks like they are doing some tests on him. It looks like he seems to be physically okay. We'll see if he's able to get back in the ball game. But meanwhile, first down and 10. Under center goes Adam Awad. Jonathan Matthew and Roja here in the backfield. One receiver to each side. Turns, takes, and he gives a keep. And he's got minimal gain. Call it maybe a gain of 1 on the quarterback keep. Looks like he had an option play to either give it to Jonathan Matthew or Lucio Roja. He had elected to keep it. They'll give him a gain of 1, second down and 9 here at the 15. Remember, it was a missed field goal that started this drive. Could Maine East be in a position where they have to kick a field goal? We will see, folks, but hopefully they can just punch it in and we don't have to worry about such things. That's what I'm saying. For those of you just joining us, we welcome you here to WMTH-TV. Second down and 9 from the 15. Looks things over. Adam Awad under center. Turns, takes, gives to Lucio Roja, who rumbles forward inside the 10-yard line, falls forward to about the 9, setting up a third down. Call it 5 yards to go. And the clock continues to run here. We are inside of approaching 9 minutes left to play in the game. Yusuf Awad continues to be on the sideline. He is now on his feet talking to some trainers. He's got his helmet in his hand, which is a good sign. We'll see if he's able to get back into the game. But honestly, right now in the fourth quarter, I don't mind Lucio Roja being a big power back as an option, especially towards the goal line, as well as big Jonathan Matthew leading the way with Blue Demon Sports. Third down and 5. Under center is Adam Awad. And we're going to call a timeout. Timeout, Maine East. It is their second timeout. They'll have 1 remaining for the ball game. And with the timeout, that might mean that Yusuf Awad is going to come back in. That appears to be what's happening. I see him with his helmet back on, and he is back in this game, folks. It's a huge thing for Maine East because he has been a one-man wrecking crew tonight with a long touchdown along with many, many, many key gains on the ground. We'll take a short timeout and see what we do coming out of the break. 13 all here at Maine Memorial Stadium. Out of the timeout here on third down and 5 yards to go. Quickly to the line. Yusuf Awad is back in the ball game, and he is lined up tailback. And somebody jumped, and we'll see who. And it's going to be offsides against Niles North, setting up a first down and goal to go for the Blue Demons. So at third and 5, Adam Awad able to draw him offsides, and it's going to be first and goal to go here. 8 minutes and 38 seconds left in this one. And Maine East is threatening to score one more time. Heady play there by Adam Awad. If you are Niles North, this has got to be a tough drive for you. A lot of penalties on this one. A couple of unsportsmanlike conduct penalties. And now an offsides, key offside sets up first down and goal. Adam Awad looks things over. He's under center, single receiver to each side. He decides to keep it and pushes forward, and he's in for the touchdown! He loses the ball, recovered by Maine East, but we don't know. I don't know if we have a signal if we had a touchdown or not. It looks like we're motioning for second down. I see the official holding up two. Bring up second down and goal to go. Second down and goal to go at the 2-yard line. So Maine East catches a break. From my vantage point, it looked like he had gotten in, but it was a fumble, adeptly recovered by the Blue Demons. Again, Adam Awad under center. Bunched up. This time he keeps it, swings it out. Touchdown, Maine East! Touchdown, Blue Demons! Adam Awad keeps it, turns to his left, and brings it in for the score on the quarterback keeper, taking a 19-13 lead with 7 minutes and 58 seconds left to go in the ball game. And what a comeback it's been for the Blue Demons, coming back from 13 down to take the lead here at Maine Memorial Stadium. Lucio Roja lined up for the extra point. Snap is back, hold is down, kick is up, and it is no good. But there's a penalty on the play, and it is against Niles North, so we get to do it again, folks. Which brings up an interesting situation. It's half the distance to the goal line. You set the line of scrimmage at the 2-yard line, but now you're at the 1, and now the question is, do you want to try to go for 2? And that seems to be exactly what Coach Winkle is pondering here as he changes personnel. Changes personnel, and that's what he's going to do. We are lined up for 2. Adam Awad changing the play, quickly under center, turns, pitches, and he's got a lane for Awad. Comes in, no good. Tackled just short. Just short on the 2-point conversion. But Maine East comes all the way back from 13 down to take a 19-13 lead with 7 minutes and 58 seconds left to go in the ball game. And the Maine East Blue Demon Regiment is hyping up the crowd, folks. What a great ball game tonight. So, Lucio Rojas set to kick off. Vikings back to receive. Vikings had themselves a pretty bad sequence there. Missing a field goal, 2 unsportsmanlike conduct penalties, and an key offsides penalty that allowed Maine East to cross the goal line. But the 2-point conversion is no good, and the score remains 19-13. Short kickoff, mishandled and finally picked up by number 31, but he's got some running room, and he'll finally be tackled at about the 40-yard line of Niles North, call it the 41. Tyler Jones, the upman here on the reception, picks it up and runs it in. Tackle made by Lakutis. There is a flag on the play, which could be perhaps a blocking in the back. And we'll see what the referee has to say here. Unfortunately, it's a personal foul, and it's going to be against the Blue Demons, so they're going to have excellent field position at the 15-yard penalty after that. So now we're looking at Now, excellent field position. The Niles North Vikings will take possession inside of Maine East territory all the way up to the 44-yard line. One of my keys to the game, folks, was to keep penalties off the field. It's been a problem for both teams tonight, and that was a big one for Maine East. As we're back to throw, and that's going to fall incomplete. Good pressure by Maine East. They have been in quarterback Corbin Hood's face all night, coming right up the middle. And he just threw up a prayer, folks, that fell incomplete and setting up the second down and 10 yards to go. Couple of young teams here on the field, folks. That's important to remember, too. A lot of sophomores for both teams, both for the Vikings and for Maine East here, setting up second 10 to go. Ball on the 45. Corbin Hood out of the gun. He's got two receivers to each side, one back set, back to throw. Rifles a pass, he completes it, and tackled just short of the first down, setting up third and short. Ball's going to be placed at about the 36-yard line, setting up a 3rd and 2. So 3rd down and 2 yards to go. Two receivers to each side. Out of the gun, Corbin Hood looks things over. Coming on a blitz are the Blue Demons, at least they're looking to, and they rush forward, and number 5 is going to be tackled, but it looks like he's got enough for the first down. Got past that initial push. It's going to be first down for the Vikings. Good tough running there by Pelt. First down at the 34-yard line of Maine East. Again, important to point out how important special teams have become in this game. Both teams have had a blocked extra point. Niles North has had a missed field goal. Maine East has had a missed two-point conversion attempt. First down and 10. Back to throw is Hood. Winds up and he completes it, but tackled immediately after a gain of about 5 yards. Pass completed to number 3, Marcus Savoy. Setting up second down and 5. Again, all of the yards for the Niles North Vikings are coming through the air for the most part. They haven't been able to get their run game going. It's the exact opposite story for the Blue Demons. Most of their yards have come on the ground thanks to the fleet-footed running of Yusuf Awad. Ball at the 29-yard line. Second down and 5. Somebody moved. We'll see who it was. They're going to call it offsides against Maine East. And that's unfortunate. That's going to basically be enough for an automatic first down, setting up first and 10 at the 25-yard line. Wanting to blitz and just inched up into the neutral zone and twitched, and you just can't do it. Actually, they're going to call it second down and a very long one. Sorry, second down and inches, not a long one here. So again, out of the gun, back to throw is Hood. He has some time, throws it, broken up, and it falls incomplete. Ooh, boy, that ball tipped around a lot of people, and it finally falls incomplete. And it is 3rd and 1. Again, this is an interesting down, folks, because Niles North has not had success on the ground. And if you're passing in this situation, there's a lot of things that could go wrong. We'll see what they do here. They're doing their same formation, out of the gun, single back set. Corbin Hood. He does hand off, and it will be a first down to number 22, the ball carrier. Takes it up, gains about 5, right up to about the 20-yard line. Denise Ballas, the ball carrier. And it is a first down for Niles North, moving in the chains. Again, penalties have been the story. Unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on the kickoff following the go-ahead score has led to excellent field position for Niles North, and the drive continues as we get about 5 minutes left to go here in the ball game. Back to throw, completes the pass, gains another 5 yards. Marcus Savoy. Soft coverage here for the Blue Demons. I think they want to just make sure that they're not going to give up anything over the top, so they're giving him these 5-yard hitch gains, and they're taking them. And we have a second down here and about 4 yards to go. 4.5 minutes left to play in the ball game. Remember, the 2-point conversion was no good, and if you're Maine East, you're hoping this one doesn't come back to hurt you. Second down and 4. A turnover will be great. Hands off. Number 5 takes it up the middle. Still on his feet inside the 5. And he's going to be held up shy of the goal line. Tackled at about the 2-yard line. There was the run game. It hadn't been there all night. And then suddenly it comes through. Maurice Pelt with a tough run up the middle. Taking the ball up to the first down. Taking it up to the 2-yard line where it'll be first and goal to go. Call it the 3-yard line. Yeah, it looks like it's about the 2.5, 3-yard line. First and goal to go. Approaching 3 minutes and 40 seconds left to go in the game. Same formation, 2 receivers to each side, out of the gun. Hood turns, takes, gives it to Pelt, who's going to be stuffed and driven back with no gain, potentially a loss. And that's been the story of their run game most of the night. No gain on the play, setting up second down and goal. I should remind everybody that each team has 1 timeout remaining in this game as we approach 3 minutes left to play. All right, pro set formation, 2 running backs in the backfield. Turns, takes, gives it to number 5, and he's in for the touchdown. Touchdown, Niles North. And we are tied up again at 19 all with 2 minutes and 44 seconds left to play. Maurice Pelt takes the ball off right tackle and brings it in for the score. And with 2 minutes and 44 seconds, it's up to an extra point to determine who takes the lead. Remember, each team has a blocked point after touchdown attempt. This is not necessarily a gimme. The kicker is number 19, Zukanchik. Snap is down, kick is up and through, and the point after touchdown is good. Niles North takes a 1-point lead with 2 minutes and 44 seconds left, 20-19 here at Maine Memorial Stadium. But there are 2 minutes and 44 seconds left to go. Each team has 1 timeout. Plenty of time for Maine East to get 1 more drive going. What a ball game here at Maine Memorial Stadium. Crowd starting to get fired up here as we approach the last couple minutes of this game. 20-19. Niles North just takes the 1-point lead. Zukanchik is back to kick. Irving Jr. and Jaden Whitehead back to receive for the Blue Demons. Zukanchik boots it back, and that's going to fall into the end zone for a touchback where Maine East will take the ball at the 20. Smart play there by Maine East Special Teams just to let that one go. Booming kit there by Lukanchik. Pretty important drive here for Coach Winkle. This is the team that has really battled this season, overcoming a 42-game losing streak, giving Coach Winkle his first win a couple of weeks back versus Round Lake. Can they deliver a second win of this season and send this crowd home very, very happy? First down and 10. Throw, Jaden Whitehead completes the pass and takes it up to midfield. Some trickery from Bob Winkle and the coaching staff. Adam Awad passes it back to Jaden Whitehead, who rifles a pass. First down and a huge play, breaking the ball to midfield. 2 minutes and 33 seconds left to go in the ball game. Clock continues to run. Each team has one timeout. I was wondering when we'd see Jaden Whitehead in at quarterback. Technically, he wasn't a quarterback on that play, but he showed off his skills. Fakes the handoff. Adam Awad keeps it, runs toward the sideline, still on his feet, and he's tackled out of bounds just short of the sticks, right at the 41-yard line. That'll stop the clock. 2 minutes and 5 seconds remaining. 2:05. Second and 2 at the 42-yard line. Again, clock management may be coming into play here, but able to get out of bounds as Awad on the keep, able to stop the clock and preserve those timeouts. Two receivers to each side, single back set here. Looks like Lucio Roja. This time he gives it to Christian Irving Jr. Roja follows him. He's got the seam, goes up the middle. First down inside the 30. Christian Irving Jr. on the end around. And this drive continues. We are inside of 2 minutes left to go in the ball game. Out of the shotgun now is Adam Awad. Lucio Roa in the backfield. Two receivers to each side. Slowing things down is Coach Winkle. Out of the gun, turns, takes, gives to Lucio Roja. He plows his way forward for no gain on the play. Maybe a short gain. Clock continues to run here, a minute 23 left in the game. They'll give him a gain of 1. This time, now timeout, their final timeout. Maine East takes the final timeout. 1 minute, 23 seconds left to play. Maine East is knocking on the door here. What can they do in the last minute and a half of this ball game? Out of the timeout come the Blue Demons. They have a second down and 9 at the Niles North 28-yard line with a minute and 23 seconds left to go. They can no longer stop the clock. Niles North still has one timeout. Under center is Adam Awad. He's got Jonathan Matthew and his brother Yusuf in the backfield. Pitch to his brother. Gets it through. Still on his feet, plows his way forward. He's got the first down and more. He's taking it inside the 5 to the end zone. No signal. He's going to be stopped short, and there's a flag on the play, which could bring it even closer. Yusuf Awad will not be denied. We have some things to sort out. We do have a flag on the field as the officials talk it over. The flag is lying at about the 4-yard line. Another flag just got tossed. And here comes the call from the official. Face mask. The penalties will offset. So the question is, we're going to have to replay the down after all that. That is tough. An absolute beautiful run by Yusuf Awad as a race due to 2 penalties, 1 from each team. The penalties offset, and we are playing the down again. What a night for Yusuf Awad. I don't know how many tackles he broke on that play, but it was more than a couple. So just to reset it, we're just redoing the whole thing again. It's like the timeout. Coming out of the timeout all over again. Ball's at the 28-yard line of Niles North. It's going to be 2nd down and 9. We have to get the clock reset here. We got to figure out what we need. I think we're setting the clock to 1:09. Officials still trying to get everything set up. Coach Winkle is still arguing with the officials. So the clock continues to run. We're getting inside of 1 minute left to play. 2nd down and 9. Back to pass is Adam Awad. Looks back, throws it, completes it to Roa, who is going to get out of bounds. Stopping the clock with 49 seconds left to go. Gain of about 5 yards on the play. Call it 6. We'll see where they spot it. Third down and 5. Ball just inside the 25-yard line. Clock is running as they rush to the line. 30 seconds left. Back on the pitch, Yusuf Awad carries it, and he's tackled. Flag down on the play. That will stop the clock. And that's going to be a face mask and a personal foul. And Yusuf Awad is down. And there is a flag on the play. There's 2 players down, 1 for each team. I see a player for the Niles North down. Far away from the play, honestly. I don't know if that was a non-contact injury. He appears to be up and okay. His trainers take a look at Yusuf Awad. It is a face mask against Niles North, and it's going to be a 15-yard penalty and a 1st down. Well, it'll be half the distance to the goal. So the ball is going to be at the 12-yard line of Niles North. 1st down, 20 seconds left to go. Lucio Roja has got a decent leg. Keep that in mind here. They may be trying to set up a field goal situation. And I see Lucio Roja going onto the field. I don't know what kind of formation they're in right now. It looks like they're going to try the field goal right now. So this is going to do it, folks. Snap is back. It is down. Kick is up. And it is good! No good! The kick is no good. And with 6.5 seconds left to go, Niles North's going to take over on downs. I apologize, folks. It's really difficult to see the uprights from my vantage point. I was following the roar of the crowd. I thought the initial call was that it was going to be good, and then the officials waved it off. It is not a good field goal. Niles North takes over on downs with 6.5 seconds left and a 20-19 lead, and that is going to do it here at Maine Memorial Stadium. It's a disappointing ending, but what a comeback. You have to remember that Maine East came back from 13 down to take a 19-13 lead. The difference in this one, a missed two-point conversion. That two-point conversion was decided upon thanks to a penalty that gave them the ball at the 1 as opposed to the 2. But Yusuf Awad couldn't get to the goal line, and that was the difference. So that's going to be the final here at Maine Memorial Stadium. Final score, Niles North defeats the Maine East Blue Demons by a score of 20-19. As we say goodbye for the moment, we'd like to thank our incredible student-run crew at WMTH. They do it all and make this broadcast happen. Special thanks to our athletic director, Mr. Kendall Griffin, for his enthusiastic support. Thanks to both the Maine East and Niles North football teams. Tonight's broadcast is produced by senior Quentin Lasky, and our camera operators are Jake Imani and Miguel De Loyola. That will do it here from Maine Memorial Stadium. Final score and a bit of a heartbreaker. Niles North 20, Maine East High School 19. I'm Mr. Philip Ash. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time on WMTH-TV.